why did some of these teens have crow's feet and stray grays?
Cover it with chocolate.
The whole thing.
Just dump it on, I'm serious.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 oldest actors to play teenagers in movies. For this list, we're focusing on adult actors that were specifically cast to play teenage characters.
Wow. You guys talk like grown-ups. Oh, well, this is a really good school. I'm gonna go get a soda.
That means we're excluding Channing Tatum from 21 Jump Street, as the character he played was an undercover cop who was pretending to be a high school student.
One particle of unobtainium has a nuclear reaction with a flux capacitor. Carry the two, changing its atomic isotoner into a radioactive spider.
Number 10, Denise Richards in Wild Things.
So where's your hose, Mr. Lombardo?
In a film about sex crimes and sexy times, it was a deceptive high school student that ran the show. And given the provocative nature of John McNaughton's erotic thriller, it became increasingly clear that a then unknown Denise Richards was a couple of years removed from senior prom.
Can I play too? Or is it just for boys?
In fact, she was 27 years old at the time of the film's release. Playing the overtly sexualized Kelly Van Ryan, Richards steamed up the screen as the plot revealed much more than just the character's bisexual love affair and scheming behavior. No, Richards didn't win any Golden Globes for the performance, but she did participate in one of the most provocative nude scenes ever seen on the big screen.
He started rubbing my shoulders. I let him.
Number 9, Sissy Spacek in Carrie.
I'm going, Mama. Things are gonna change around here.
By the time Brian De Palma's iconic horror film reached theaters, his lead actress was just shy of her 27th birthday, and perhaps best known for her role in the 1973 film Badlands.
How's he doing?
I got him in the stomach.
Is he upset?
But after Sissy Spacek's frightening turn as the social outcast Carrie White, well, nobody could forget her blood-curdling screams, or even perhaps more so, her blood-drenched body. Blessed with a youthful presence and schooled in method acting at the famous Lee Strasberg's acting studio, Spacek stepped into the shoes of the strange puberty-stricken social outsider and effectively ravaged the psyches of frazzled moviegoers.
I'm going. You can't stop me.
Number 8, Winona Ryder in Girl Interrupted.
Maybe I was just crazy. Maybe it was the 60s. Or maybe I was just a girl. Interrupted.
While James Mangold's coming-of-age film featured a teenaged Elizabeth Moss long before her casting in Mad Men, the star of Girl Interrupted was already in her late 20s and at the pinnacle of her career when she booked the role.
Maybe everyone out there is a liar. And maybe the whole world is stupid and ignorant. But I'd rather be in it.
Although years older than her on-screen counterpart, Winona Ryder's pristine appearance made her the ideal choice to play a disturbed, yet talented 18-year-old Susanna Kaysen, the real-life woman on whom the film was based.
I'm feeling depressed.
I haven't exactly been a ball of joy, Melvin.
With a young Angelina Jolie coming into her own, Girl Interrupted was an important film for Hollywood leading ladies, but also reminded us of Ryder's timeless movie star charisma.
Is that it?
Number 7, Judd Nelson in The Breakfast Club.
Eat my shorts.
Today, John Bender may seem like an over-the-top outcast to some. However, back in the mid-'80s, he was the prototypical high school rebel that challenged his fellow Breakfast Clubbers to think outside the box, possibly thanks to a heavy dose of weed. The man behind this whacked-out persona was a 25-year-old Judd Nelson, in what was just his third feature film.
Nothing to do when you're locked in a vacancy.
Speak for yourself.
Do you think I'd speak for you? I don't even know your language.
He would soon become associated with Hollywood's Brat Pack, but in The Breakfast Club, Nelson managed to combine a sense of James Dean cool with an intellect that made John Bender wise beyond his years. And that's because it was the truth.
Being bad feels pretty good.
Number 6. Stacey Dash in Clueless.
Would you call me selfish?
No, not to your face.
10 years after appearing as Denise's friend in The Cosby Show, Stacey Dash once again played a high school student, albeit in less organic fashion, as she was 28 by the time the film hit theaters.
Woman, why don't you be answering any of my pages?
I hate when you call me woman.
Where you been all weekend? What's up? You jeeping behind my back?
Even so, the character of Dion Davenport boasted a knack for both the Vogue and Valley Girl slang, all the while etching herself into the memories of admiring moviegoers.
So? Shopping with Dr. Seuss? Well, at least I wouldn't skin a collie to make my backpack.
Decades later, Dash continues to demand attention with her timeless beauty. And much like her Clueless character, she's well-versed on the political topics of the day.
Because I feel like it's an excuse. It's the same thing with race, you know, it's an excuse. Stop making excuses.
Number 5. Andrew Garfield in The Amazing Spider-Man.
You a cop?
Really? You seriously think I'm a cop?
When Andrew Garfield was cast as your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, North Americans scratched their heads and tried to figure out where exactly they'd seen him.
Hey, it's Peter, right?
Oh yeah, he was Eduardo Saverin from The Social Network.
You have no idea what that's gonna mean to my father.
A natural selection for the superhero film. However, at 27 years of age when filming began, Garfield had accumulated the necessary skills to exude the youthful charm and composure of one teenaged Peter Parker, while crawling his way directly to the bank. Just as Tobey Maguire did when tackling the role at 26 years of age for the 2002 film.
You know who I am.
I do.
Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Number 4. Rachel McAdams in Mean Girls.
Get in, loser, we're going shopping.
The same year she made audiences weep thanks to The Notebook, Rachel McAdams first appeared in another cult classic playing Regina George, the supreme diva of the clique known as the Plastics.
You're like really pretty.
Thank you.
So you agree?
What?
You think you're really pretty?
At 25 years of age, McAdams channeled her inner sass to corrupt a new arrival, and she was quite convincing as the blonde princess.
No, she thinks she's gonna have a party and not invite me? Who does she think she is?
You're right, hon.
I like invented her, you know what I mean?
By 2004, it had been a couple of years since McAdams had made her big screen debut, but it was Mean Girls that established McAdams as one of the emerging badass talents of the decade.
I know, right?
Number 3. Leonardo DiCaprio in Catch Me If You Can.
My name is Frank Taylor. I'm a co-pilot for Pan Am. I'd like to cash this check here, and then I'd like to take you out for a steak dinner.
By 2002, Leonardo DiCaprio had entered the Scorsesean phase of his career, even if the world still viewed him as the pretty boy actor from Titanic.
I'm the king of the world!
To mark the beginning of a new era, the 28-year-old gave moviegoers 2 cinematic gifts, Gangs of New York and Catch Me If You Can. The latter a collaboration with Steven Spielberg, in which he played a teenage con artist.
The jump seat is open.
You know, it's been a while since I've done this. Which one's the jump seat again?
With prior Too Old to Be a Teenager experience in The Basketball Diaries, DiCaprio managed to capture the same sense of unflappable, ignorant wonder in his role as real-life Frank Abagnale Jr.
Merry Christmas!
Number 2. Alan Ruck in Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
What'd I do?
Matthew Broderick functioned as the obvious driving force behind Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but it was his depressive best friend that offered a healthy amount of comic relief.
If you're not over here in 15 minutes, you can find a new best friend.
You've been saying that since the 5th grade.
About to turn 30 years old at the time of the film's premiere, Alan Ruck sported a clean-cut look and donned a Detroit Red Wings jersey to capture the essence of Cameron Fry, who was a kid dominated by fear and unaware of his true independence.
Look, don't ask me to participate in your stupid crap if you don't like the way I do it.
Life moves pretty fast in Hollywood, and despite this only being his 3rd feature, Ruck stood his ground alongside a truly iconic performance.
Ferris Bueller, you're my hero.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Teacher said, student do.
Oh, great. That solves everything for me. I'll just go down to the school and straighten it out with the teacher. No problem.
Happy Polly Lodges. I had something of a pain in the gulliver, so had to sleep. I was not awakened when I gave orders for wakening.
Who would ever talk about ugly, miserable, moping, moaning Myrtle?
Doc, we don't belong here. Neither one of us. You know, it could still be you that gets shot tomorrow.
I'm scared of everything. I'm scared of what I saw. I'm scared of what I did, of who I am. And most of all, I'm scared of walking out of this room and never feeling the rest of my whole life.
Number 1. Olivia Newton-John in Grease.
I'm going back to Australia. I might never see you again.
Don't talk that way, Sandy.
She released a dozen albums during the 70s, but everybody knows Olivia Newton-John for her iconic performance in the 1978 film Grease.
May I help you, dear?
Oh, yes, this is my first day of school. I'm not really sure where I'm supposed to be.
Oh, well, welcome to Rydell.
At almost 30 years of age, and yet still 4 years younger than co-star Stockard Channing, she starred as the unassuming blonde bombshell Sandy Olsen, a high school senior that charmed audiences with a sweetheart persona that was complemented by moments of leather-clad sensuality.
Sandy?
Tell me about it, Stir.
With big hair, penetrating eyes, and an accent that would make any American high school kid drool, Olivia Newton-John represented the high school experience and the multitude of emotions that teenagers endure in this classic musical romantic comedy.
It's electrifying.
Do you agree with our list? Who's your favorite adult actor to play a teenager in movies?
I wash and dry. I'm like a single mother.
For more mind-blowing top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Get off my property!
I'm not on your property.
You don't get out of here right now!
What are you gonna do, call a cop? I am a cop.